K-dramas have been on a roll this past year. Speaking of such, Pro Bono was one of them. I know technically it came out last year, but whatever. Although it's one of those stories where you know the main characters are going to win, the journey to get there is interesting enough to keep me watching. Jung Kyung-ho, one of my favorite actors FYI being the male lead, was a perfect choice in my opinion. I first saw him in Oh My Ghostly Clients and absolutely loved his performance. So I was excited to see him in Pro Bono, and I wasn't disappointed. He played Kung DeWitt so well, an arrogant, self-obsessed judge only focused on self-promotion that ends up in an awful situation, leaving him in a position he'd never willingly put himself in. I love him as a character. He's honest in a way that's hilarious but knows when to reel it in and get shit done. The way he plays in everyone's face, I'd be so pissed to be opposing counsel. It truly must be fun to be a judge when a lawyer is able to entertain to such a degree. It's a somewhat episodic drama in the sense that there are separate cases that don't have any relation, but the overall story weaves the entire drama together and gives you something to follow while everything is going down. Speaking of that overarching story, Chang DeWitt's storyline, which we had been following, ended in such an anticlimactic way I was genuinely confused on whether it had actually been concluded, but it apparently did, and we just swiftly moved on to the next thing. Also want to bring up the disability case? I know they tried to handle it in the best manner possible and also brought up the ableist ways that cities are built and the lack of accessibility for the disabled, and I think it's actually wonderful that they highlighted that, but to think that the conclusion to that case was, just have rich parents, dog. Like, stop being so fucking poor. Then being disabled won't be such a goddamn problem, because that's what I got out of it, to be honest. It was an impossible case to begin with, so I really had no idea where it was headed. Overall, Pro Bono was an enjoyable show that I'm adding to my list of favorite K-dramas.